ask you, watching that tape, you're obviously having a good time. But
oh, yeah.
Is it an ultimate thrill for someone like you to play with a symphony orchestra? Is that like so much fun you can't stand it?
Absolutely. I had the best seat in the house. That was a 90 or 85-piece symphony. It was the Dallas Symphony, and it was my second concert with them, and it was just a dream.
A lot of musicians I've talked to who have groups say, occasionally when you're on the road, a magic thing happens when you're perfect and on, and the audience is perfect, and the orchestra, and they say it's rare, but when those nights happen, they say it's truly magical.
Amazing, amazing.
Does that happen for you?
Oh, yeah, it's happened many, many times.
Yeah?
Yeah, many times on this tour.
We have some questions for you from the audience.
Oh, I wanted to welcome both of you to Toronto. I'm absolutely in love with your music, and I'm just wondering if, Linda, you have a favorite out of all of the compositions?
I could never choose one. I mean, that's the problem. I love too many of his songs, although I put all my favorites in Reflections of Passion. Those were my favorites.
You talked, when the audience was out watching a commercial break, about watching Yanni create these songs. We were just marveling. I mean, I don't have a great deal of musical talent. Between the two of us, we could hum, you know, far, far away or something, you know. But you must be just astounded, I said, by his talent. It must be so awesome for you.
I know, he sits down at the piano, and I'll just be around the house, and all of a sudden I'll hear something, and I'll go, my God, what is that? What is that? And I'll say, do you have your recorder on? He'll say, no. He'll just play, and then just magic comes out, just for the longest time. And then he stops.
We have some more questions for you. Here we are.
How long does it take for you to actually compose a piece of music? And is there a particular spot in the world that is of special, say, inspirational value to you?
I think any spot is inspirational to me, but it takes 7 to 10 days from the time. The composition aspect of it is the quickest and the best. It's when I conceive a song, it's very quick, and I don't really have to play on a keyboard to write. I can just, it happens in here, and when it happens, it's perfect, it works. The process of distraction begins when it's time to transfer it from the brain on a tape recorder so that you can hear it.
When it starts in here, for the one that, for example, that you wrote for your mother, in here, do you first hear notes, or do you recall your mother singing and hear something particular that she gives you? Do you pick up a hint from there?
You're getting close to the actual process, but to make it really, if I can describe it very quickly, I hold on to an emotion. I know what the emotion is before I do the song. And once I'm into that emotion, it's very powerful, and I hold on to it until the end of the recording process, which may be a week or 10 days. So I am basically staying on that emotion for 10 days at a time.
That must be exhausting, Yanni. No, truly.
It's both exhausting and gratifying, and it is probably one of the most fun times that I can have as a human being. I am completely alone and completely focused, and I have no problems or troubles at all. I'm just completely focused on what I'm doing.
I have some more questions for you. Yes?
Hi, Linda. Yanni, what women's issues do you feel are the most important to women today?
I think women's relationship with themselves is the biggest problem, because if women loved themselves more and were better to themselves, the things outside of us that people talk about wouldn't be such a big deal. But we're always looking for approval. And there are a lot of things that affect us outside of us that would never affect us if we were secure inside of us.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Questions for Miss Evans. I was wondering if her Big Valley Days reruns have been able to share with Yanni at any time. I mean, I have a big collection at home of all your tapes when you were very young.
You know, I don't have one tape of Big Valley. I don't know. No? This never happened. I don't know, and I don't. As far as I know, he's never even seen it. Did you ever see Big Valley?
Yes, I have.
How did you see it?
Well, in passing, I mean, it's hard to miss you, you know, dear, when you were. I mean, I haven't really sat down and watched a lot of Big Valley. When I came to this country in '74 or so, there's reruns going on, and I went, oh, who's that?
Is that true? You first saw her back then and went and noticed who's...
Oh, how could you miss her?
Well, I know. Okay, I retract. Stupid question. When people say of you, Linda, and they do, and I said at the beginning of the show, ladies and gentlemen, one of the world's most beautiful women. If you had to rate yourself out of 10, would you give yourself a 9 or no? Would you an 8, a 7?
One of the things I don't want to do, and I've tried really hard when they were going through their whole period when I was doing Dynasty with Harper's Bazaar, doing that kind of
Right.
thing, is if you start to think of yourself in that way, it's impossible to live up to it. Do you know what I mean? You wake
Yeah.
up in the morning and, well, the third most beautiful in the world looks lousy today. Well, the one who's, I mean, it's like, how do you live with that kind of thing? That's what I'm talking about. Women get into such trouble in comparison and in competition and in having to live up to ideals of things. And so I tried really hard just to enjoy that somebody happened to think something at a certain point, but not to take it too personally. That it's flattering and it's fun, but I know what I am and who I am.
Yeah.
We're back with one of the most beautiful women on the inside in the world right after this.